In section 10.4 and also in 10.5 we use the same formula called the installment payment formula shown right here. And what we're doing now is calculating the monthly payment required when we borrow a certain principal at a certain interest rate, compounded generally monthly, for a certain period of time. Important factor in this formula is the negative sign here on the exponent. So let's work a problem. We finance $11,000 for 4 years at 6.5% interest with 12 payments per year. Determine the monthly payment. So I've taken the information from my problem and I've put it into my formula. Now in this formula there's a couple ways to work the problem. I probably would start down here in the denominator, and since my calculator has a memory, I'm going to take advantage of that memory. Now you may need to write down the numbers along the way, but if you can use the memories in your calculator it will give you a more accurate answer. So I'm going to start right here. 0.065 divided by 12, add 1. Now I want to raise it to the negative, in this case 48 power, so I'm going to use my exponent key. Now in this calculator you put the number in first and then you negate it. Now you're going to have to figure out on your calculator how you ensure that you get a negative number in for that exponent. And one key to it is the number that you calculate here has got to be less than 1, because you're subtracting from 1, and if this number were greater than 1 you would get a negative number, which wouldn't make sense when you're calculating monthly payment. I'm going to go ahead and store that in my memory, memory store. I'm going to go ahead and say 1 minus, and then recall that number from memory. And again, I'm going to store that in the memory again. Now I'm going to go back and calculate my numerator, which is $11,000, divided or multiplied by 0.065, and then divided by 12. And then I'm going to divide by the number I've stored in the memory, which was the denominator, and I get an answer of $260.86. Now along the way, if you feel more comfortable, I've put the intermediate steps down here. I put the calculation of the numerator quantity here, I put the calculation of this portion in the denominator, then I subtracted it from 1, and then finally I did the division, and I get $260.86.